Welcome to NCAA basketball. I'm Nicky Horn. We've reached the semi-final stage, and tonight the Michigan Wolverines take on the Fighting Illini of Illinois. If you were with us for our first program, you'll recall that Illinois beat Syracuse to get to this stage, led from the front by the amazing Kenny Battle.
Oh, dear! Put that in the highlight film. Well, lead with it. Oh, what a shot. How did he do it without a trampoline?
For Michigan, the story has been on the bench. Their head coach resigned on the eve of the national tournament, and they promoted assistant Steve Fisher to a temporary post. He knows that his team are not only playing for a place in the national finals, but also to give him the top job next year. Illinois are favorites, having beaten the Wolverines twice already this year, but Michigan seem inspired since Fisher took over. A quick reminder of the scoring. You get 2 points for a shot inside the semicircle and 3 for a long-range effort from outside. A free throw awarded for a foul scores 1 point. After 5 personal fouls, a player can take no further part in the game, though his team can send on a substitute. Now we join Frank Fallon for the introduction of the teams.
For Michigan at a forward, a 6'7" senior from Flint, Michigan, number 41, Glen Rice. For Illinois at forward, a 6'6" junior from Chicago, Illinois, number 25, Nick Anderson. For Michigan at forward, a 6'9" senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 35, Loy Vaught. For Illinois at forward, a 6'6" senior from Aurora, Illinois, number 33, Kenny Battle. For Michigan at center, a 6'10" junior from Romulus, Michigan, number 52, Terry Mills. For Illinois at center, a 6'7" senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 45, Lowell Hamilton. For Michigan at guard, a 6'2" junior from Cambridge, Massachusetts, number 21, Rumeal Robinson. For Illinois at guard, a 6'4" junior from Madison, Illinois, number 13, Kendall Gill. For Michigan at guard, a 6'7" senior from Rosemont, Illinois, number 20, Mike Griffin. For Illinois at guard, a 6'6" junior from Carbondale, Illinois, number 35, Stephen Bardo. And introducing the head coaches. For Michigan in his first season, Steve Fisher. For Illinois in his 14th season, Lou Henson.
Illinois took an early lead, but Michigan are up by 2 as we join CBS.
Michigan leading it by 31-29 at the 4-minute mark of the first half.
Michigan back to straight man-to-man now. Not guarding Kenny Battle when he goes out to set screens.
Anderson gets it into Hamilton. And another rebound for Michigan.
Hughes and Vaught have really been something off the boards on the inside.
So much of Illinois' game built around their success at the offensive rebounding end. Rice with the jump, yanked away by Hamilton.
Notice how Gill affected Rice's shot that time, made his elbow fly on out, so he didn't have the normal shot.
Anderson kind of forced that shot again. At the end, didn't have the good shooting stroke with it, did he? But he stays right with it and steals it and comes in with a jam.
Big turnaround there because Rice was open on the other end of the floor.
Now they've stolen it. And Battle couldn't get it to fall. But the foul is going to go against Michigan. But what a great defensive effort on the last 2 possessions by Nick Anderson. He had a shot that was out of sync, and he went right back in to get it, but everyone out in the corner.
Brent, I was watching Steve Fisher on that exchange. He stayed very calm on the sidelines, never showed any emotion at all. The kind of thing would give your team confidence that, okay, we made some mistakes, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe one of the reasons these kids like playing for him. Very calm expression sitting over there. Great demeanor. Much like P.J. Carlesimo and Mike Krzyzewski showed the first game.
With Hughes out now, Vaught, Mills, Higgins, Rice, and Robinson.
There's the switch by Hamilton, not quick enough for Robinson.
Battles his way in and missed the shot, but it was hit last by Illinois. So Michigan can set up an out-of-bounds play.
You know, Brent, that's an exchange that I think Robinson can take advantage of. When Hamilton switches out on him, he ought to pull the ball back out a little further and then take him to the hoop.
Great block by Illinois. Gill comes down in the middle. Gets it over to Anderson. Got in a little bit too far. And Ramil Robinson to Higgins, who wanted to jam, and he's taken down by Bardo.
Is Higgins showing us something? That was Kenny Battle falling down there, but Higgins is really showing some talent. He was a high school All-American that everybody wanted. We know about the Kentucky situation where they were so actively involved in recruiting him. He goes on to Michigan, and so far in the NCAA tournament, particularly in the last week and a half, he has been outstanding. You know, he plays like he's 6'5", but he's 6'9" with all that quickness. Big Michigan team on the floor, 6'10", 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", and Ramil Robinson, so they've got a big advantage in height on Illinois.
Anderson buries that jumper. Only 5 team fouls against Illinois. 2:12 to go. So they've got one to give. Gill picks up Robinson. Here's Ramil in low.
Nice fake.
Look at that strength.
The ball fakes froze the entire Illinois defensive squad.
And it goes against Illinois. Offensive foul. And that's the second on Bardo.
Brent, with just a minute and 40 seconds to go in this half, Illinois knows this is not the Michigan team that they beat twice. It is a different ball club. Same bodies, same uniforms, but a different spirit and emotion.
Smith returning. Illinois won that first game in Champaign, 96-84, then routed Michigan in Ann Arbor. Very unusual for that to happen, 89-73. Robinson loses it. Gill scoops it to Smith.
One of the few times that Ramil has tried to take the ball too far inside. He's been pulling up on the outside, the top of the key, and getting the offense started.
Look inside to Mills. As well as he's played, that's his first field goal. He's done some of the little things that folks have wondered about. Passing the ball well, rebounding, playing some defense. Gill now cut off from coming to baseline.
Great help by Rice.
Smith missed everything, but Anderson was there. He has scored 11 points, as has Battle. They have led Illinois to a 1-point lead. Robinson, and he was fouled. He'll come to the free throw line. Hamilton got him his first.
He's fearless taking that ball to the hoop. Now, when he sees an opening like this, no need to pull up. Nobody can get there to him. He's got the incredible body strength up top. Great quickness and dexterity with the ball. And doesn't mind going in. He's fearless. Doesn't mind going up against anybody. Ramil sat out his freshman year, as did Mills.
Griffin has been sent into the game. And Mills taken out by Michigan for this last-second shot opportunity in case they need an additional three-point shooter. And they also do not want Mills to pick up his third foul here in the last 30 seconds. So Fisher, thinking ahead, has taken one of his big men out right now.
And Griffin is a good defender, so a good play all the way around by Steve Fisher.
down. Last shot here of the first half. Illinois trailing it by a point. Here comes Smith. Anderson over Griffin. Vaught rebounding, and Michigan leads Illinois at the half. Spawn after a break and an opportunity of the coaching staff to talk to them and explain that this is not the same Michigan team that they remember, that the team they put away that easily is not going to succumb here this afternoon and just roll over and play dead for them.
I agree, and Brent, as far as I'm concerned, Michigan proved that to me in the first 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game. It is a different ball club. I saw it for the first time from my own observation when they played North Carolina. North Carolina made the runs, and they just would not back down.
Now, Ramil Robinson been able to get into that glass several times in the first half. They start Griffin. Vaught is on the inside, one of the big rebounders, and there is Mills, another rebound and an offensive putback for the Wolverines. Now Bardo and Gill along with Anderson. Anderson misfiring. The Illini cannot afford now to get completely out of sync here in this game. The ball was off Gill's foot and out of bounds. It's Michigan's ball.
How about those hands of Terry Mills, not only on the break where we've seen him make some great plays, but on that last rebound.
Of course, Illinois showed 2 great comebacks against Syracuse in that regional final in Minneapolis. Now they're only down 3 points here against Michigan.
And of course, earlier in the year, an incredible comeback against a great Missouri ball club.
Stepped outside. Terry Mills continuing to play well under Fisher's leadership.
And didn't go for Battle's fake.
Now he's talking to Battle, too, on the inside. So Battle brings it in with the jump shot and gets down to the ball.
That's a waste of time to talk to Kenny Battle, because his last name is exactly the way he plays. He's not going to be intimidated by any conversation.
Rice wants it punched in low this time. He'll use the turnaround shot. Off Battle's hand, tries to run it down. Michigan's ball.
Glen might have been in a little too close on that one. You've got to be out there about 22 or 3 feet.
Some of the Big Ten folks will remember the name Rick Mount. That's who Glen Rice reminds Lou Henson of with that shooting stroke. Mount was a great shooter at Purdue. They get it inside the Mills.
You notice what's happening right now with that set, that offensive set Michigan's using.
Coming through, they couldn't hit it. It would have been spectacular and would have perhaps provided a lift.
And on this offensive set, notice how they're packing everything down inside, so they really get a height mismatch inside with whether it be Mills or whether it be Vaught or whether it be Rice. They've got a couple inches on the guy guarding them. Griffin's got to take the shot.
They won't. Robinson.
Good ball fake.
Vaught and Mills step outside along with Rice.
Griffin's not being guarded. If he'll just move over, he can get a jump shot.
Robinson. Misfiring, tap back not there. Anderson comes away with the rebound. So what the Michigan coaching staff preached all week, keep Illinois off the glass. Don't give them the rebounding opportunities. Let's see what happens down here at the offensive end now for Illinois. Gill has lost it on the turnover. Robinson comes back on Bardo. Ramil tried to go around. He lost control of the ball. Out of bounds, Illinois.
And Lou Henson says Bardo is the finest defensive backcourt player in the Big Ten, and that showed you the example. If you can stop Ramil Robinson one-on-one in the open court, you have done some job.
The Illini trailing by 5. And not looking sharp on offense.
Mills is standing straight up on defense.
Hamilton tried to get into the scoring column. Anderson thought he was going to shoot. But some underneath Battle will. 15 for Kenny Battle in this game. They go right to Griffin with Anderson. Trying to hound him. Lead pass too far in front, but Mills hustles it down.
Puts the ball behind his back.
Now it's Robinson, trapped as he comes down the baseline. Gets it back to Rice, who hits on the drive. Quickly to Battle. Griffin tried to draw the charge. Gill is open for the field goal.
Now, if the referee calls that consistently that way, then it's good refereeing, but there's no question that was an offensive charge out there in the midcourt area.
Michigan up by 3, 47-44. It'll be Vaught. Makes it 49-44.
Third team all Big Ten player who's moved from a role player to a very consistent shooter. Leads the team in field goal shooting percentage.
Henson will try Liberty. Michigan will counter with Higgins. Quick looking pass. And a reach back by Bardo. He commits the personal. Watch the Griffin screen here on Battle.
Now what's happening, see, nobody's guarding Griffin, and when they don't guard Griffin, he does the wise thing. He sets the screen. One of the best guys to go ahead and screen is the man that's not being guarded, because then there's no switch.
Griffin is out right now, along with Rice. Fisher wanted to talk to Rice. Higgins replaces him at that shooting forward spot, and Caleb moves into the backcourt in place of Griffin. Robinson brings it up into the corner. Vaught is short. Mills with an offensive rebound, and it's Higgins with one. The Wolverines keeping it alive on the glass.
They're just too big down inside for Illinois.
Michigan builds its biggest lead, and the reason why, offensive rebounds. Watch number 24, Higgins, get into position and come right back up. That is 12 offensive rebounds in this game for the Wolverines and only 5 for Illinois. Normally, that statistic is reversed in Illinois' favor.
Then what we have are good big men beating good small men today.
Battle missing. Liberty couldn't keep it in play. Michigan's ball.
Good block out by Higgins to make room for Mills to be able to catch that ball.
Rice will check back in. That ball opportunity. Robinson doing a fine job of running the floor for the Wolverines. Higgins, 3 is short. And another offensive rebound, and Vaught couldn't get it to fall. Coming off is Bardo. Battle wanted to get moving on it. Bardo kept it himself, misfired. Battle was screened off. No chance for him to get into the glass.
Brent, I think that Michigan getting these offensive rebounds ought to put the ball back outside a little bit now instead of trying to bounce it right back up. They're starting to overpower Illinois and take more and more advantage of it.
This jump hook is short, knocked away from Hamilton. It's going to be Michigan's ball. Great steal that time by Battle. He jumped back in and denied a scoring opportunity.
There's an example. What they want a possession of the ball right now. They're getting a little tired.
Here's Hamilton, and he gets himself on the scoreboard here in the second half with 14 minutes to go, and it's 51-46.
Mills is very, very tired right now.
And a reach-in foul against Smith.
It's interesting to see Steve Fisher, how long he's going to leave Mills out there. He's going to take Mills out. It's a very good move because Mills is starting to get tired, not getting up on those boards. So he's been able to rotate Higgins, Hughes, Vaught, and Mills.
Higgins steps out, Liberty with him. Hamilton trying to deny Vaught the ball. Rice is being chased by Smith. They switch. Now Rice trying to get free on the other side. It'll be Higgins at the top.
Good possession.
Punches in now to Hughes. Hughes is short. And it's Bardo bringing it down for the Illini. It's Battle. And the foul was called as Higgins jumped out on Battle and fouled him. That's John Higgins' second personal.
Higgins, Dad Earl, player for the Indiana Pacers. Liberty out. Liberty has not been able to get it going here at all today.
Liberty is scoreless. Anderson is scoreless in the second half. He has 11 for the game. Now it's Hamilton up for the jump shot. That's 2 field goals. And it's back to 3. The Illini are devastating at getting a run going. They are so dangerous at running off at 12-2 or an 11-3. Michigan's very aware of that. They played him, and it's Hughes coming the distance. The big fella for the driving layup. Here's Hamilton again. Jammed in by Battle, and Mary Henson loved that one as much as anybody. Robinson back at the offensive end for the Wolverines, and he drew the foul on Hamilton. That's his second personal.
Been a pretty good time to attack Illinois, a team that likes to press and keep you down on your end of the floor. If you get passive against this ball club, they'll just take the ball away from you. So a good job by Robinson to take the length of the floor.
Gill has returned.
Mills got that about a minute and a half rest that he needed. He was really wearing down. Certainly talked about comebacks. You're talking about the Syracuse game, the Louisville game, the Missouri game I mentioned. Also, Georgia Tech had this club down by 15, 16 points. They battled back. So this is a team without a record where they know they can come back when they get down.
Anderson comes off with the miss, brings it, and it's Battle. Won't stay down. Michigan comes away on the move with Robinson. 2-on-1, now 2-on-2. Robinson keeps on coming. Illinois rebounds. And again, it was Anderson.
Robinson probably should have hit Rice on that cross court.
Now it's Pardo's turn off Battle. He has control of it. They get it back to Gill. Gill spins, knocked away, and he's fouled by Robinson. Robinson has committed his second personal. Is he perhaps tired, Billy?
Yeah, he's the one fella has not had a rest at all. And it's time now. Caleb is coming in. Let's see if Steve Fisher is recognizing that as well. Yes, he is. He's going to take Robinson out of there. I think this is a very good move. With 12 minutes to go, he needs to sit him down about the 10-minute mark.
You know how many times you said good move by Coach Fisher over there? You don't think he's an interim at all.
No, sir. He is. He's been doing this throughout the tournament.
Pardo.
Too big for
Offensive rebound. They're staying with it. Now Illinois starting to battle back with that hard work that has been the trademark of this team.
Double down by Mills.
Anderson muscling. Here's Gill, and here they come. They chase Caleb. John Higgins with a 1-point lead brings it for the layup. The finger roll is not there, and now Illinois can regain the lead. They are getting back into sync, their kind of game. And a foul is called on Caleb.
But on that last layup by Higgins, he did not concentrate on the rim. He threw the ball up and looked down at the defender. You have no touch when that happens. You can feel the run coming now by Illinois. Robinson's coming back in.
Robinson returns with a timeout. Michigan wants to talk about it. Illinois is off on an 8-2 run. Michigan 2 of 10 from the field over the last 5 minutes. Illinois closing in on that rebounding lead, which at one point in this game was 10. Rice for the game, 14 points. He is 6 of 15 from the field for the Wolverines. Anderson, jump shot. Griffin back on the floor for Michigan, along with Mills, Robinson, Rice, and Vaught.
They're going back to their set offense now, trying to post up down low with that double stack. Dangerous pass. Griffin not being guarded. He's got to take up some slack, look for a shot.
Punch inside to Robinson. Nice pass by Griffin. That's the dimension that Griffin gives the Wolverines, which Higgins does not. But of course, on the other side, Higgins gives them that scoring opportunity, which they don't get here with Griffin.
Griffin's guarding.
Knocked away, no foul called. Gill has possession.
3 seconds, no call.
Loose. Battle goes diving for it. Michigan ball. Lead to Rice.
Again, Griffin showing the role player that he is out there, Brent. Goes down the floor to pick one up. We're going almost exclusively now with this double low offense.
Gets the double, he gets it into Mills, and they move to Vaught. And Battle yanking away is fouled by Mills. Mills' third personal foul.
That's an exhaustion foul. You just get tired, you just push off.
His third, Michigan's fourth.
If it comes down to physical conditioning, Billy, which of these teams is in the best shape?
I like Illinois. I think it's one of the best conditioned teams. And of course, they're not as big, so therefore they don't have to carry those bodies around like Michigan has.
Griffin trying to hound Gill right now. They punch into Hamilton. Hamilton comes in, jumps up over the taller man, and that's 3 field goals in the second half. And Hamilton limping on that bad ankle perhaps again. Rice, he bangs the drum for the home run.
Hamilton's hurt. He obviously does not want to come out of this ball game, but he hurt himself. And he's been a real threat in that low post here over the last couple of minutes. You'll see him twist and turn in there. He probably comes down on it. Yep, as usual, down on an opponent's sneaker. How often we see that?
Irvin Small has replaced Hamilton. And Hamilton may be going, yes, he's leaving to go back to the locker room for Illinois. We'll get a check on that when we can.
Griffin again with good hands.
Battle working hard on the inside. Gill gets Griffin in the air off the fake. Can't get it to fall, and Bunt takes it away from Battle. Now it's Robinson. Three is short. Robinson saves it off Bardo. And I'm not sure that Bunt realized it. It could have gone out of bounds. It would have been Michigan's ball. But Illinois turns it right back over. It's a 2-point Michigan lead at the 8:49 mark. And as Small jumps out, he fouled Mills.
And Ramil Robinson's going to have to start pacing the game a little bit, Brent. He's still going for the juggler. And now the clock becomes a little bit on his side. He's got to look for a little bit better shot. Give his big fellas a chance to rest a little bit on the offensive end of the floor, because they sure can't let down on the defensive end.
Smith gives Bardo a rest for Illinois. Mills out high with the pick. Robinson coming in, and Small fouls him.
I like that maneuver by Michigan whenever they can get Robinson on a switch with guys like Small or Hamilton. He's just too quick for him. We talk about interchangeable parts. This is one that is not interchangeable. Small could not stay with Robinson off that screen. Third team all Big Tenner. Had a great game. Remember, in a losing cause last year in the NCAA against University of North Carolina. 29 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. There haven't been any losing causes so far in this tournament.
60-56, a 4-point Michigan lead now. Coming down to 8.5 minutes.
He's looking for the steal.
Here's Gill with a 3. Rebound Illinois. And Battle puts it down. 19 points for Kenny Battle.
Again, sending 4 men to the board.
Steal by Gill. Battle coming in for the field goal.
Brent, you would think if a team sent 4 men to the offensive boards, they'd be easy to fast break against. But you can't, because one man's always back. There's Kenny Battle just taking it on up to the hoop. So strong inside.
Perhaps more importantly, that's the 4th foul on Mills. Watch this angle. And it will be Mills who will have to leave the game. He now has 4 fouls, and Battle up at that free throw line. Buries the 3-point play at the 8-minute mark to put Illinois back ahead by 1.
Down in low.
Robinson cut off. Back out to Griffin. Rice. Anderson hounding him. Off the fake. Comes through with his 19th point of the game.
How about efficiency with the basketball? He only ever uses 2 or 3 dribbles and squares up to take that shot.
The lead has changed hands 18 times here in this game. Make it 19. Larry Smith puts Illinois back ahead, 63-62. And Rice gets it right back.
Glen, it may help that Mills got his 4th foul. This is going to give him a legitimate rest. I see Lowell Hamilton coming back.
And Anderson regains the lead for the Illini.
Great power down on the inside. Kenny Battle fighting for position against Vaught. Fighting over the top. Then working his way back again, asking for the call, but it's not there.
And up here on this field goal, Battle has assessed his 2nd personal. That is 6 on Illinois, 5 on Michigan here in the 2nd half.
Battle is showing a lot of respect for Romeo Robinson, not going over to double team very often today. Dangerous pass.
Rice. Tap back, not there, but Vaught comes out again and hits the hook shot. What a magnificent job Lloyd Vaught is doing off the glass. Push out is called against Robinson as Smith rose in the air, and it's number 3 on Ramil. Now Hamilton will return for Illinois.
Probably went in and had that ankle taped up just a little bit tighter. It's going to really help Illinois having him back in, because Hamilton was starting to get the feel for that low post. He was so effective. Here he is in it.
He goes right away. He contributes.
He is so tough down there. He shoots the ball on the way up. Tough to block. Higgins is getting too flashy with the ball. Oh, let me back up. I'll tell you, in the open court, he's been putting it behind his back, spin dribbles. Against this club, you're in trouble, and he just dunks it in my face.
Yes, sir.
He dunked it right in my face.
There it goes. Take this, Mr. Analyst.
Yep. Right in my face. Sensational play, but I really think if he keeps fooling with the ball in the open court like that, he's going to get his pocket picked, but he didn't on that one.
One thing, Billy, about him, he strikes me as the kind of player that you'd want on the floor against an Illinois team.
Well, you
Get into that helter-skelter, wide-open style of game. Looks to me like he loves playing this style. Let's wait and see on that one. 6-10.
Anderson down low on Rice. Rice been doing a pretty good job.
On the pass in, the pushing foul against Michigan. And for Vaught, that's only his 2nd.
Hamilton, not a good free throw shooter. Down around 56%.
Some of the Seton Hall players doing some scouting. Ramon Ramos wondering, now what do I do against Mills and Vaught? Or suppose it comes up Lowell Hamilton. Someone just tipped him off.
Well, that's a big mistake by Michigan to have a lane violation against the free throw shooter that shoots a very low percentage. You don't want to give him any better chances on the numbers.
Gerald Walker is up there with Pookie Wigginton. Young men from New Jersey are proud and happy, as well they should be. They were down 18 in the 1st half. This one has been close all the way. Michigan leading by 1, 69-68. We're coming down toward the stretch, that final 5-minute mark. It's Rice getting that touch. That's 23 points.
He elevated his jump that time a little higher than he normally does on the jump shot, and it surprised Lowell Hamilton. Hamilton wanted the ball in the low post. A good double down by Rice.
They punch into Anderson, and as he comes up, he was fouled. You heard Rice said, somebody's got to come on down here and help out a little bit. Instead, Glen picks up his first personal.
And Brent, what that was all about is the fact that Rice went over to double down on the low post Hamilton. If you do that, then one of your teammates has to fill in the spot that you vacated. And nobody came, so it was a good conversation by Rice. Not a complaint, just a little bit of instruction.
Vaught sits. Mills has returned, and each player who comes off gets a little coaching over there from Fisher. He has talked to each of the players as he brings them off. He has just concluded over there on the side with Bud, telling them exactly what he wants accomplished when they go back onto the floor. Anderson hitting the free throw. Lou Henson's wife watching the Illini pull back to within one.
Again, double team not working because Michigan is well aware of how to have a man setting behind.
There is Rice misfiring. Bardo looking for the open man. That tall off guard. He can go back in and rebound or switch off on a taller man on defense. Now it's Gill. Over to Hamilton. Rises up with a jump shot. And Hughes came away. Lead pass for Higgins. And he's out of bounds.
Well, in that case, Brent, it was a bad shot by Hamilton and probably not a wise pass in this particular case by Michigan, so they cancel each other off. Hamilton doesn't want to be shooting from that range at this stage in the game.
Gill punches in low, and Illinois regains the lead as Battle puts them up by one again, 72-71.
Bardo is now primarily guarding Rice and when he doesn't get screened. So they've got their best defender on the man they think is going to take the key shots.
Nobody open. So we've got a timeout with a score 72-71. We'll be right back. Beginning to descend here in the Pacific Northwest. Already dark back in the Eastern Central Time Zone with you folks watching. Both coaches with plenty of timeouts here for the stretch, although I guess you never have enough of those. Both of them over the limit, and in case of a hell ball, it will go on the next situation to Illinois. Billy, your thoughts as we approach the stretch here? Illinois leading it by one.
Brent, real good coaching here by Steve Fisher. You normally would set a set play here, but he wanted to make sure, first of all, that they got the ball in bounds. A set offensive play. Don't be surprised to see something double coming up for Rice. Here he comes off the screen out top.
Instead, Higgins will put it down and go for the runner. Rice can't have it in, but it's back out to Mills.
Wise move to throw the ball back outside again.
You know, you're right about Higgins. He's got to be very mindful of where Rice is now in the flow of things. That's the guy you want handling the ball in the big situations, taking the shots. Here he comes. Put it down and on the line.
Again, we've got to talk about coaches pulling the right switches. And again, Steve Fisher comes up on the money. Goes inside, Rice comes across the lane. Well, Lowell Hamilton said, you know, nobody else has stopped him in the tournament playing him fair and square. Let me grab his jersey and see what I can do with him.
And that's the fourth foul on Hamilton. Rice has scored 25 and 5 rebounds. That'd be a great afternoon for anybody in the tournament. That's just your average game for Clay Rice. He's averaging better than 30 in this tournament.
And he's been doing it on the other end of the floor today, too, because he's been matched up an awful lot with guys like Anderson in battle. He's got Anderson right now.
Now we're at that point where every trip is absolutely critical. Short, loose, and it's going to go now against Michigan.
It's like a foul on Robinson for reaching in.
That's his fourth.
That would be disastrous for Michigan, even though there's 3:30 to go, because you could just envision the Illinois press if it was up to Caleb by himself to bring it up.
Now Fisher was talking to Caleb, even as you said that. He went back, warning him to get ready, that he might need him. He's not going to send him in the game right now. He's going to leave Robinson out there. He's too important to the team with the 4 fouls.
Brent, now's a great time if they make this free throw to double team Robinson and really hammer him over in the corner, hoping that he tries to break the double team and maybe picks up the offensive charge. So let's see if Battle just goes over and attacks him on this made free throw. Here we go. Now watch Battle.
Game.
Battle's looking for him. They go the other way to Griffin. He's smart.
Lead to Mills, who helps him bring the ball down. Now it is over to Ramil. Here's Hughes. Michigan leads.
Sensational play by Robinson, not to draw the charge.
Bardo coming back defensively. It's Rice. It's a 4-point Michigan lead. Time remaining, and Lou Henson will use a timeout.
You know, sometimes in a ball game, a man statistically never gets involved. Mike Griffin does not have a point today, but it's because of this defense that created Bardo with no opportunity to make the pass he wanted. So he went cross court, which set up the great fast break opportunity. Robinson to Rice for 2 points. He won't be on the stat sheet tomorrow, but that was a big defensive play.
Down toward the 250 mark. Michigan leading Illinois by 4, 78-74. Anderson under pressure. Michigan yanking it away. Releases to Rice, stolen by Gill. The 3 from Bardo. Not there, but it winds up in Battle's hands. And he hits the 3 to pull Illinois back to within 1.
Now that long pass by Terry Mills would have worked if you're up by 8, but by 4 you need possession of the ball, so not a wise toss.
Battle stalking Rice. Griffin looking for him. They get it into his hands. He's open off the screen. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound by Kendall Gill. Illinois can go ahead inside of 2 minutes. Hamilton outside for the left baseline. Puts the Illini up 1. The 26 lead change we've had here this afternoon.
Now Michigan could realize one thing here. Griffin's not being guarded, so he's always an outlet man if you get in trouble.
Timeout, Michigan. With Billy Packer, I'm Brent Musburger. We have a 1-point game. Illinois leading Michigan, 1:36 remaining in regulation. Illinois early on held an 8-point lead. Michigan, biggest lead, 7. And they have gone back to Sean Higgins off of Coach Fisher's bench here for the stretch. A little more firepower, an extra shooter, and someone who might sneak in and grab an offensive rebound and a putback.
Exactly, Brent, because they knew Griffin wasn't going to take the shot. They'll probably bring him back in for defensive purposes. They'd like to get the ball in Rice's hands at least once.
Bardo chasing him. Hughes to screen, rolls off the pick.
Good hedge by Hamilton helping out.
Inside to Mills, who takes it.
What a
and he
rebound.
gets it back on the inside with Hughes. A punchback for Michigan and a lead.
Foul. And a foul on the inside. Boy, Hughes and Vaught and Mills have been something off the boards. You see the push right here on the shot. There was the push, but he pushed the lower body and it didn't alter the shot. Hughes comes in, nobody blocks him out. Great hands and power on the inside, and there is the push by Hamilton. Didn't affect the shot.
Lowell Hamilton fouls out of this game at the 109 mark.
Hurts the club because it takes away that good inside post play, and here it is. What I anticipated. Griffith comes in, Higgins will go out, so he's gonna switch men for offensive and defensive ends of the floor.
Larry Smith will replace Hamilton. Smith is 6'4", Hamilton 6'7".
Brent, you notice that Higgins is on the sidelines there. Griffiths comes in for defense. Higgins is going to stand right over there on the side to get back in on offense.
Number 55, Mark Hughes, shooting 1.
Hughes gives Michigan a 2-point lead, coming down toward 1 minute left in regulation.
Back screen for Kenny Battle to get him open.
And a steal by Mills. Throws deep. And laying it down is Smith. And Lou Henson will use a timeout right now. Inside of a minute, he'll call timeout, and he will set a play here. Really, in this situation, with Hamilton out of the game, who do you think that Henson might favor here with the ball?
I think they've got two good choices. Gill from the outside as a secondary, but I think we're going to see Kenny Battle with some back screens trying to get him the ball down in low. Nick Anderson on the other side looking on the missed shot. to crash the boards from the weak side. But the way it looks to me, Kenny Battle should be the first choice here.
He has scored 27 here this afternoon. Anderson with 17 for the game. As for Glen Rice, he leads Michigan with 28 points. And Higgins has weighed in with 12 off the bench. Hughes has scored 9. None bigger than the two just a moment ago on an offensive rebound. So 42 seconds up here on the shot clock. 50 seconds left in the game. It's a 2-point lead by Michigan.
It's going to be Mills playing Battle. And I think Battle is going to be the first guy to get a chance to put up a shot here. Comes across the lane, they miss it. Here he comes.
He wants it on the inside. Rises up with a jump shot, and it falls. Kenny Battle ties it. Now there are 28 seconds to go.
One timeout left.
Pressure from Illinois against the ball. Quickly they get it up in Robinson's hands. Fisher barks a command at him from the sideline. He's going to go ahead and play for the last shot. No timeout. They set the play. Robinson, if they can hit it, they'll go to the championship. Mills outside the three. It's Higgins. The winner. Sean Higgins with an offensive rebound, but there is 1 second on the clock.
And Brett, remember the Indiana game. There were 2 seconds left to go in that one. Remember the ball game where Henson threw the ball down the sidelines for Anderson to hit the jumper. He would like to get 1 more second back on the clock. He's not going to get it. They're rebounding from the weak side. Mills gets enough power to get it up there. Nobody blocking out. Higgins, who has been the free spirit all day long, puts it back in for the great shot and heads on out of there. You know, it was kind of funny. Look at Fisher. Little body English. Darling, it's mine. Still, baby, undefeated, untied, but not yet the heavyweight champion, huh?
They'll have to sweat out 1 last second here.
Now, remember in the Indiana game, for those that saw it, Bob Knight decided not to guard the man that was throwing the ball inbounds. I will be surprised if Michigan does not put a man on whoever is going to make this toss to make that pass, which will have to go over half court, a more difficult one.
I remember when Higgins came back off that bench, one of the things we said, Billy, is that he might be able to scoop up an offensive rebound and get a putback. So we have got to say that this Michigan coaching staff has done an outstanding job here this afternoon. They have made the right substitutions all game long.
I knew they'd guard the man taking the ball out of bounds. You want to make it a tough target. They try to get the
Mills
guard.
almost fouled him back there. You've got to be careful, and that's it. Michigan upsets Illinois. They'll play Seton Hall for a national championship.
So the team that has promised so much for so long, only to go out in the early rounds of this tournament, makes it at last to the national final in the most adverse of circumstances. For Michigan, the dream of a national title is only a game away. For Steve Fisher, his dream of a permanent head coach's job is getting closer all the time. And the joy on his wife Angie's face when that final basket went in tells its own story. But there's another fairy tale in progress in the rival camp, where Seton Hall, a Cinderella team if ever there was one, is waiting to see if theirs will be the story with the happy ending. Join us next week for the final. Until then, sweet dreams, everybody.